6:47 p.m., Windsor's gates slammed shut on Camilla's own son. Why? Stay with us to hear the very words William used to spark a palace revolt. Tonight's story might reshape the monarchy forever. We're revealing what really happened when Prince William blocked Tom Parker Bowles from entering Britain's most prestigious charity event. Palace insiders call it the most explosive royal confrontation since Diana's death. What you're about to discover will change everything you think you know about William's vision for the crown. At 6:47 p.m., security watches in horror as a black Range Rover approaches the castle gates. Tom Parker Bowles, Queen Camilla's son, prepares for another routine royal gala. Instead, he faces an unprecedented denial from the Prince of Wales himself. William's security team delivered instructions so strict, they shocked even senior palace staff. But what drove William to take such drastic action? Guards refused entry as Tom's car idled at the entrance. He demanded explanations. Palace security stood firm, their earpieces crackling with commands from the heir to the throne. Witnesses described Tom's confusion turning to anger, his voice rising as realization dawned. This wasn't protocol, this was personal. Next, the four words that ignited a royal war. You won't believe them. At 6:43 p.m., just 4 minutes earlier, William delivered his orders. Palace sources reveal he used these exact words: "I don't accept him." The statement echoed through Windsor's corridors like a shot fired across the royal divide. Senior aides scrambled to understand what prompted such severity. Royal historian Dr. James Morton explains it bluntly. This isn't just exclusion, it's erasure from the future monarchy. William stood at his office window watching the East Gate. He'd calculated this moment for weeks, tracking Tom's media appearances, studying his interviews. Each casual comment about King Charles's health fed William's growing concern. The future king saw more than just protocol breaches. He saw threats to the crown's carefully managed narrative. Tom reached for his phone. Sources say he texted senior royal advisors, demanding immediate intervention. No response came. The message was clear. William had unified the palace behind his decision. Even longtime staff who'd known Tom since childhood couldn't override this command. Those four words shattered decades of protocol. Next, the fallout that stunned even the king. Queen Camilla was already inside the castle, greeting dignitaries when an aide approached. Witnesses describe her face draining of color, her hand briefly trembling before she straightened her spine. Body language expert Sarah Chen analyzed the footage. Notice how Camilla touches her throat, a subconscious gesture of vulnerability. Her jaw tightens. This woman is processing deep betrayal. Camilla maintained composure for exactly 17 minutes, long enough to excuse herself politely. She retreated to a private chamber where staff heard her quiet sobs. Palace insiders reveal she made only one request: find my son. But finding him wouldn't solve the larger crisis brewing behind Windsor's walls. King Charles received the news while reviewing charitable initiatives. Sources describe his immediate response as thunderous silence. He canceled his evening commitments, locking himself in his study. For the next 5 hours, Charles would wrestle with the impossible choice between supporting his wife and backing his heir. William conducted the charity gala with calculated precision. He thanked Camilla publicly for her dedication to the crown. Yet observers noted his body language when mentioning family unity. The tightened grip on his speech notes, the microsecond of hesitation before each platitude. The prince wasn't just hosting an event, he was demonstrating his authority. Behind the scenes, palace machinery shifted into crisis mode. PR teams drafted statements while legal advisors reviewed protocols. Had William overstepped? Sources confirm no. The future king possessed full authority to determine guest lists at events under his patronage. But had he fractured the family beyond repair? Royal correspondent Victoria Hamilton warns viewers, this wasn't impulsive action. William spent weeks building consensus among senior advisors. He turned Tom's casual media appearances into evidence of unsuitability. By the time that Carr reached the gates, William had already won the palace war. Late that night, Charles attempted reconciliation. Sources describe emotional confrontations where both Camilla and William refused to yield. The king found himself caught between his wife's maternal instincts and his son's royal pragmatism. Aides report Charles paced his study until dawn, still seeking a solution that would preserve both family and monarchy. Tom eventually received a call, not from family, but from his own children, worried by news reports. Palace sources reveal he briefly considered making a public statement, but ultimately chose silence. His closest friends describe him as devastated but determined not to fuel more drama. What they don't reveal is Tom's private vow: "I'll never put myself in this position again." The immediate aftermath sent shockwaves through royal circles. Extended family members who'd assumed automatic access suddenly questioned their status. Annabelle Elliot, Camilla's sister and longtime royal interior designer, received notice that her Windsor contracts wouldn't renew. William's restructuring had begun before the dust settled. Was William justified? How will Charles broker peace? Don't miss our exclusive insider answer. Charles's peacemaking began 48 hours later with a private family summit at Balmoral. Sources describe tense negotiations where Camilla demanded Tom's reinstatement, while William insisted on maintaining boundaries. The king proposed a compromise. Tom could attend family Christmas at Sandringham, but would face scrutiny at all future official events. The settlement satisfied no one completely. Camilla gained Christmas access for her children, but lost the broader integration she'd championed for years. William secured his precedent about royal event protocols while accepting minimal family concessions. Charles preserved surface unity while knowing the foundations remained shaken. You can feel the shock. What would you do if you were Camilla? Yet this crisis revealed William's broader strategy for modernizing the monarchy. Palace insiders explain he's drafting new protocols that clearly separate official royal business from family connections. Blood relations won't guarantee royal access. Adherence to strict behavioral standards will. Some praise this clarity. Others fear it isolates the crown from human connection. Tom Parker Bowles resumed his food critic career with remarkable dignity. He appeared on television shows, launched a new cookbook, and traveled extensively, all without mentioning the Windsor incident. Yet colleagues notice subtle changes. He politely declines invitations to discuss royal family matters. His London social circle notes increased caution about paparazzi presence. The man seems determined to prove himself worthy through achievement rather than proximity to power. The charity event itself proceeded magnificently, raising record funds for chosen causes. Attendees praised the organization while carefully avoiding family drama in their public comments. Yet private conversations buzzed with speculation. Senior society figures began reassessing their own relationships with various royal family members. Whose invitations might be rescinded next? Security protocols tightened dramatically across all royal venues. Guest lists now require direct approval from senior royals, not just administrative staff. Background checks intensified, focusing particularly on media connections and public statements. Some view these changes as long overdue. Others see them as symptomatic of William's increasing control. Queen Camilla adapted with characteristic resilience. She maintained her extensive charitable work while visibly separating her public role from her maternal concerns. Palace photographers notice she now rarely mentions her children in public appearances. When she does, remarks focus strictly on their professional achievements rather than family connections. This careful calibration marks a new chapter in her royal identity. The broader royal family adjusted their expectations accordingly. Princess Anne's children, traditionally peripheral to core royal events, now understand their attendance depends entirely on William's assessment of their public behavior. Cousins who once enjoyed automatic invitations wonder whether casual social media posts might cost them future access. The Windsor incident created a template for William's eventual reign: clear, uncompromising, centered on institutional preservation. Public reaction divided along predictable lines. Traditional monarchy supporters applauded William's firm stance on protocol. They saw his actions as necessary protection of royal dignity against informal creep. Modernizers worried about the monarchy becoming too rigid, too isolated from contemporary British society. The debate continues to rage in media and social circles. Inside the palace, staff morale reflects this split. Longtime employees loyal to the inclusive vision championed by Diana feel William has betrayed her legacy. Newer advisors, including William's carefully selected team, view his approach as essential modernization. The generational divide threatens to reshape palace culture as William's influence grows. Tom's exclusion sent ripples beyond immediate family. extended relatives questioned long-assumed privileges. Would William apply similar standards to distant cousins? Would charitable patronages face review? Palace sources suggest a comprehensive restructuring awaits, touching every aspect of royal connection and access. The gate incident was merely the prologue. The Christmas gathering approached with trepidation across the royal household. Tom would attend, but under what conditions? Sources reveal William established specific guidelines. No media interviews for 3 months prior, no private conversations with journalists during the holiday, immediate departure if paparazzi appeared near Sandringham. These demands represented a partial victory for both sides, inclusion with severe restrictions. Camilla prepared for this constrained reunion with careful strategizing. She coordinated with Laura Lopes, Tom's sister, to ensure smooth family dynamics. They planned activities that would minimize potential friction while maximizing quality time with grandchildren. The Queen understood this Christmas might determine whether rapprochement remained possible. Palace betting circles wagered on the summit's success. Would William's rigid framework prove sustainable? Could Tom navigate the minefield of restricted access? Early reports suggested guarded optimism. Both men maintained public civility while privately monitoring each other for protocol breaches. Camilla played mediator, walking carefully between maternal instinct and royal obligation. The monarchy emerged from this crisis fundamentally changed. William demonstrated his vision extends beyond traditional notions of royal inclusion. He prioritizes institution over individuals, consistency over compassion. This approach may strengthen the crown's public image, while potentially alienating extended family members accustomed to automatic access. Yet questions linger about the long-term consequences. Can a monarchy focused so intensely on image and protocol maintain relevance in modern Britain? Will William's strict boundaries create more family friction as his father ages? Palace modernizers worry about creating a crown that seems increasingly removed from ordinary human experience. Tom Parker Bowles, for his part, appears to accept his redefined position. His public appearances radiate grace under pressure. He speaks warmly about King Charles when prompted, avoiding controversial topics entirely. This restraint perhaps signals acceptance of William's new order, or merely strategic patience until circumstances change. Only William's eventual reign will reveal whether this accommodation proves sustainable. The Windsor Gate incident crystallized shifting power dynamics within the royal family. William established himself as the arbiter of royal inclusion, superseding even his father's preferences when necessary. This concentration of power suggests his coming reign will diverge sharply from the relatively flexible approach that characterized Charles's early kingship. Queen Camilla's position, once seemingly secure after decades of public rehabilitation, now carries new vulnerabilities. Her children's royal aspirations must align perfectly with William's exacting standards. This precarious balance forces constant vigilance, transform maternal connections into strategic calculations. The personal cost of her queenship has never seemed higher. Media coverage gradually shifted from sensational headlines to deeper analysis of royal power structures. Constitutional experts debated whether William's actions set precedents for future monarchs. Did he expand royal authority over family matters, or merely exercise existing prerogatives more boldly? The academic discussion masked broader unease about what William's kingship might entail. Christmas at Sandringham proceeded with superficial harmony. Tom attended, adhered to restrictions, maintained appropriate decorum. William treated him with polite distance, neither warm nor hostile. Camilla moved between her children and royal duties, careful never to force interactions. The gathering succeeded because all parties recognized the alternative, permanent estrangement, would serve no one's interests. Tom published his cookbook without royal references. Reviews praised culinary expertise, while noting his deliberate avoidance of family connections. This professional compartmentalization reflected lessons learned at Windsor's gates. Success on merit, not royal association, became his public brand. Whether this represented personal growth or bitter necessity remained open to interpretation. The king continued treading carefully between familial peace and institutional demands. He supported William's protocols while maintaining private channels for family reconciliation. Advisors note Charles's strategy, public backing for the heir combined with quiet preservation of family bonds. This dual approach delayed, but didn't eliminate inevitable tensions. As spring approached, preliminary assessments emerged about William's gate decision. Some praised newfound clarity about royal boundaries. Others lamented lost opportunities for modernizing monarchy through inclusive family representation. The debate captured broader anxieties about the institution's future direction, under an uncompromising air. By late spring, the immediate drama had faded, but structural changes remained. William's approach to royal protocol had won institutional support. Charles accepted the heir's authority, while hoping mature reflection might eventually soften rigid boundaries. Camilla focused her energy on charitable work, finding purpose beyond family politics. The monarchy continued its endless dance between tradition and modernity. The Windsor Gate incident earned its place in royal history. Future biographers will analyze William's decisive action as marking his true assumption of power. Before coronation, before official authority, through sheer force of will and strategic planning. The moment encapsulated his conviction that personal relationships must bend to institutional needs. Tom Parker Bowles adapted to his constrained position with unexpected resilience. He built relationships outside royal circles, cultivated his own achievements, demonstrated autonomy from the crown. Whether this independence represents liberation or forced exile remains debatable. His dignified response to exclusion perhaps earned more respect than automatic inclusion ever could. The broader monarchy faced questions about accessibility versus dignity, family warmth versus institutional coldness. William's supporters argued clear boundaries strengthened the crown against modern challenges like media intrusion and public scrutiny. Critics worried about creating a monarchy so removed from human connection, it loses cultural relevance. The eternal royal balancing act continued. As summer bloomed, preliminary reports suggested stabilization within the family. William and Tom maintained cordial distance. Camilla balanced maternal affection with royal responsibility. King Charles preserved overall harmony, while privately hoping eventual maturity might warm relationships. The crisis had redrawn maps of royal connection, rather than destroying them entirely. The charity gala's success provided cover for lasting change. William demonstrated he could execute difficult decisions while maintaining public effectiveness. This dual capacity, personal firmness combined with charitable achievement.
It was going to cause more harm than good.
The feud within the royal family has reached a boiling point. Prince Harry and Prince William are no longer holding back as they reportedly make their ultimate move against Queen Camilla. Accused of betrayal, manipulation, and leaking royal secrets to the press, Camilla's actions have left the nation stunned. The rift between the brothers and their stepmother has only grown deeper, and what the princes did next is sending shockwaves across the monarchy. Is this the beginning of the end for Queen Camilla?
What made her dangerous because of the connections that she was forging within the British press.
Prince Harry accuses. Queen Camilla of manipulating the media. Prince Harry has never shied away from speaking his mind, and his latest accusations against Queen Camilla have sent shockwaves through the royal family and the public. In a series of interviews and his explosive memoir Spare, Harry described Camilla as dangerous, accusing her of manipulating the media to repair her public reputation. According to Harry, Camilla traded private information about the royal family with the British press in exchange for favorable coverage, a move he claims came at the expense of others, including himself and Prince William. Harry alleges that Camilla's efforts to rehabilitate her image began after she was widely viewed as the villain in the love triangle between her, King Charles, and Princess Diana. Following Diana's death, Camilla worked tirelessly to gain public approval, eventually becoming queen consort. However, Harry claims this transformation was achieved through a calculated campaign of leaks to the media, portraying her in a positive light while damaging the reputation of others in the royal household. One of Harry's most shocking claims is that Camilla's PR team leaked stories about his own struggles, including his use of drugs, to distract the press and shift attention away from her controversial past. He described this as a barter deal with the media, where Camilla provided inside information in exchange for glowing headlines. Harry even suggested that Camilla's actions siblings left bodies in the street, referring to the damage done to family members' reputations. The tension between Harry, William, and Camilla dates back decades. Both brothers opposed their father's marriage to Camilla in 2005, believing it was inappropriate for the woman they blamed for the breakdown of their parents' marriage to become their stepmother. While they publicly wished their father well, behind the scenes, resentment lingered. Harry's accusations have reignited that animosity, making it clear that the wounds of the past have not healed. Despite these claims, Camilla has remained silent, with supporters pointing out her years of dedication to charitable work and the late Queen Elizabeth's endorsement of her as Queen Consort. However, Harry's accusations have painted a darker picture of her rise to power, leaving the nation divided. Is Camilla the manipulative figure Harry describes, or a misunderstood woman navigating a complex royal life? Harry and William opposed their father, marrying Camilla. The royal family has always been surrounded by drama, but few moments have been as controversial as King Charles's marriage to Camilla in 2005. While the public was divided over the union, Prince Harry and Prince William were firmly against it. The two brothers, still grieving the loss of their mother, Princess Diana, saw Camilla as the woman who had played a key role in the breakdown of their parents' marriage. Their opposition to the marriage was both personal and emotional. For years, Charles and Camilla had been romantically involved, even during Charles's marriage to Diana. Diana famously revealed the affair in her explosive 1995 interview, stating, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." This betrayal left a lasting impact on her sons, who harbored deep resentment toward Camilla as the other woman. When Charles announced his plans to marry Camilla, Harry and William reportedly begged their father not to go through with it. In his memoir Spare, Harry opened up about this difficult time. He described how he and William pleaded with their father to reconsider, arguing that the marriage would only bring more pain and controversy. However, Charles was determined to marry the woman he loved. Feeling defeated, the brothers eventually gave him their blessing, shook his hand, and assured him there were no hard feelings. But behind the scenes, the resentment lingered. Harry and William's disapproval stemmed not just from Camilla's role in their parents' failed marriage, but also from their fears about what her presence in the royal family would mean. Harry, in particular, admitted that the worried Camilla might become a wicked stepmother, like in the fairy tales he read as a child. He also accused her of being manipulative and using her relationship with the press to improve her public image, often at the expense of others in the royal family. Even after the marriage, the relationship between Camilla and the brothers remained frosty. Their interactions were polite but distant, with no warmth or genuine connection. The scars from the past were too deep to heal. To this day, Harry and William's opposition to their father's marriage to Camilla remains one of the most talked about chapters in royal history. Camilla's alleged role in leaking stories about the royal family. The royal family has always been surrounded by whispers, but Prince Harry's claims about Queen Camilla have ignited a firestorm of controversy. According to Harry, Camilla allegedly leaked private information about royal family members to the media as part of a calculated plan to rebuild her public image. In his memoir, Spare, and various interviews, Harry paints a picture of a woman who was willing to sacrifice others, including her stepsons Harry and William, to secure her place in the royal hierarchy. Harry alleges that Camilla entered into a barter agreement with the British press, exchanging sensitive royal details for positive coverage of herself. This, he claims, was part of a long-term strategy to repair her reputation after being labeled the villain in King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage. Harry described her as dangerous in an interview, suggesting that her close ties with the media made her a threat to anyone who stood in her way. Perhaps the most shocking of Harry's accusations is that Camilla's PR team leaked damaging stories about him and William to shift negative attention away from herself. Harry believes that details about his experimentation with drugs and other personal struggles were deliberately fed to the press to clean up Camilla's image. In his words, there were bodies left in the street as a result of her attempts to secure favorable headlines. The tension between Harry, William, and Camilla has long been a topic of speculation, but Harry's revelations have given the public an unprecedented look behind palace walls. Both brothers reportedly opposed their father's marriage to Camilla in 2005, fearing her influence in the royal family. While they eventually appeared to accept her publicly, Harry's accusations suggest that resentment has simmered beneath the surface for years. Camilla, for her part, has remained silent on the allegations, but royal insiders have defended her, pointing to her years of charitable work and her close relationship with King Charles. Even the late Queen Elizabeth publicly endorsed her as Queen Consort, praising her dedication to the monarchy. Despite this, Harry's claims have left the public divided. Is Camilla a cunning figure who manipulated the press at the expense of others? Or is she a misunderstood woman navigating the complexities of royal life? One thing is clear, the drama within the royal family is far from over. Strained relationship between Camilla and her stepson princes. The relationship between Queen Camilla and her stepsons, Prince William and Prince Harry, has long been a source of tension within the royal family. Despite public appearances of unity, insiders reveal that the bond between them has always been strained, rooted in the bitter history of their parents' marriage and Camilla's role in their father's life. For William and Harry, Camilla was not just their father's new wife. She was the woman widely seen as the third person in King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage. Diana's famous comment, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded," left no doubt in the public's mind about Camilla's involvement. This perception deeply impacted the young princes, who grew up watching their mother's heartbreak unfold before the world. When Charles announced his plan to marry Camilla in 2005, both brothers were reportedly unhappy. Harry later admitted in his memoir Spare that he and William had asked their father not to marry her, fearing it would only bring more pain and controversy. However, Charles was determined, and the princes eventually gave their reluctant approval, shaking his hand and wishing him well. Despite this, insiders say the resentment lingered, especially for Harry. Attempts to bridge the gap between Camilla and her stepsons have reportedly been unsuccessful. Interactions between them are described as polite but distant, with no genuine warmth. Royal events often highlight this tension, as Harry and William are said to maintain a careful distance from their stepmother. Camilla, aware of their feelings, has reportedly accepted her position as an outsider in their eyes. Harry has been particularly vocal about his feelings toward Camilla, accusing her of leaking private family details to the press to rehabilitate her public image. In interviews and his memoir, he called her dangerous and claimed she sacrificed others, including him and William, to improve her standing with the media. William, though less outspoken, is believed to share similar sentiments, holding on to loyalty to their late mother, Princess Diana. The strained relationship between Camilla and her stepsons is a painful reminder of the complexities within the royal family. While public smiles and handshakes suggest unity, the emotional scars left by the past seem far from healed, leaving Camilla's bond with William and Harry forever fractured. Camilla's influence on King Charles and royal affairs. Queen Camilla's rise to power within the royal family has been surrounded by controversy, with many insiders claiming her influence over King Charles has grown significantly since their marriage. While Camilla is often portrayed as a supportive partner, critics, including Prince Harry, have accused her of being the real power behind the throne, using her position to shape royal decisions and dynamics in her favor. But how much influence does Camilla truly have, and how has it affected the royal family? Camilla's journey into the royal spotlight was never smooth. After being blamed for the breakdown of King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage, she worked hard to rebuild her public image. Her efforts eventually earned her the title of Queen Consort, but Harry and William reportedly viewed her growing influence with suspicion. Harry, in particular, accused her of sacrificing others on her PR altar, claiming she used the media to strengthen her position, sometimes at the expense of other family members. One of the most contentious points is Camilla's alleged role in shaping how Charles interacts with his children. Insiders suggest that Camilla has played a significant part in discouraging King Charles from reconciling with Harry following his departure from royal duties in 2020. Reports claim she has taken a firm stance against Harry and Meghan's potential return to the royal fold, even going so far as to block Harry from visiting his father without prior notice. This has reportedly caused tension between Camilla and King Charles, who is said to be open to mending his relationship with his sons, but only on his own terms. Camilla's growing influence extends beyond family disputes. She is believed to have a strong hand in Charles's public and private affairs, often guiding his decisions. For example, when Charles publicly revealed his health issues earlier this year, Camilla was reportedly against the announcement, preferring to keep such matters private. However, Charles overruled her, reportedly after being encouraged by William and Harry to set an example for the public. Despite these claims, Camilla has also been credited with bringing stability to Charles's life and supporting his duties as monarch. But her influence remains a divisive topic. Is she a guiding force helping Charles navigate his role, or is she using her position to consolidate power within the palace? The debate continues, with Camilla's role in royal affairs sparking controversy both inside and outside the monarchy. King Charles caught between his wife and sons. King Charles finds himself in an unenviable position, trapped between the growing tension of his wife, Queen Camilla, and his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. What should have been a time of unity for the royal family has instead become a battlefield, with Charles struggling to maintain peace while navigating one of the most complicated family rifts in modern royal history. The source of the tension largely revolves around Charles's marriage to Camilla. For years, both William and Harry harbored resentment toward their stepmother, whom they saw as the woman who played a key role in the breakdown of their parents' marriage. Diana's infamous 1995 interview, in which she declared, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," cemented Camilla's image as the other woman. While Charles ultimately married Camilla in 2005, neither William nor Harry ever fully accepted her as part of the family. Behind closed doors, the tension has reportedly only worsened over the years. Harry, in particular, has been vocal about his disdain for Camilla, accusing her of manipulating the media to rehabilitate her image. In his memoir Spare, Harry claimed that Camilla's relationship with the press came at the expense of other family members, including himself and William. He even went so far as to call her dangerous in interviews, citing her alleged willingness to sacrifice others for favorable headlines. As king, Charles is now caught in the middle of this feud. Reports suggest that he has tried to act as a mediator between his sons and his wife, but his efforts have been met with resistance. Camilla has reportedly taken a tough stance against Harry, particularly after his public attacks on her character. Some insiders claim she has even blocked Harry from visiting his father without prior notice, further complicating any efforts at reconciliation. Meanwhile, Charles is said to be open to repairing his relationship with Harry, but only on his own terms. However, this puts him at odds with Camilla, who reportedly believes the king has no reason to feel guilty or reach out to Harry and Meghan. The ongoing feud has left Charles in an impossible position, torn between loyalty to his sons and his devotion to his wife. As the tension continues to escalate, the question remains: can Charles ever bring peace to his fractured family, or will the divide grow even deeper? Harry's memoir, Spare, and additional criticisms of Camilla Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, has taken the world by storm, offering a raw and unfiltered look into his life as a royal and the struggles he faced growing up in the public eye. However, one of the most explosive aspects of the book is Harry's pointed criticisms of Queen Camilla. His revelations have not only shocked royal watchers, but have also reignited the long-standing tension within the royal family. In Spare, Harry holds nothing back when discussing his feelings about Camilla, whom he refers to as dangerous. He accuses her of manipulating the media to shape her public image while sacrificing the reputations of others, particularly his and his brother William's. This characterization paints a picture of a woman willing to go to great lengths to secure her position as queen consort, even at the expense of her stepsons. Harry claims that Camilla's close relationship with the press allowed her to leak damaging stories about him and William, using their struggles to distract from her own controversial past. Harry's portrayal of Camilla is particularly striking because it reveals the deep emotional scars left by their mother, Princess Diana's tragic death. He suggests that Camilla represents everything that went wrong in their family, positioning her as a symbol of betrayal and heartbreak. The prince's memories of his mother's suffering at the hands of the royal family only amplify his criticisms of Camilla, making it clear that these feelings run deep. As the public reaction to Spare unfolds, many are left wondering how Camilla will respond to Harry's accusations. While she has remained mostly silent, royal insiders are reportedly braced for potential fallout. The divide between the brothers and their stepmother has only widened, raising questions about the future dynamics within the royal family. Additionally, Harry's criticisms have sparked conversations about the broader implications of Camilla's role in the monarchy. Are her actions as manipulative as Harry suggests, or is she simply a woman trying to navigate the complexities of royal life? As the debate rages on, it's clear that Spare has opened old wounds and reignited a debate that many thought was settled long ago. Harry's desire to reintegrate into the royal family. Prince Harry's journey away from royal life has been filled with drama and heartache, but recent reports suggest he may be yearning to find his way back into the fold. After stepping back from royal duties in 2020 and moving to the United States, Harry's relationship with his family has been strained, particularly with his father, King Charles, and his stepmother, Queen Camilla. However, whispers of Harry's desire to reintegrate into the royal family have sparked hope among royal watchers and fans alike. The turning point for Harry seems to have come after the birth of his 2 children, Archie and Lilibet. As a father, Harry has expressed a desire for his children to connect with their royal roots. He often reflects on his childhood memories of family gatherings, royal events, and the importance of tradition. In interviews, he has mentioned wanting his children to have a sense of belonging within the royal family, which has made him reconsider his decision to distance himself. Harry's recent public appearances have also hinted at his desire for reconciliation. During a visit to the UK for various events, including the unveiling of a statue of his mother, Princess Diana, Harry appeared more open and willing to engage with his family. Reports suggest he has reached out to old friends and aides, seeking to rebuild bridges that had been burnt over the past few years. His willingness to be back in the UK today, despite the media's scrutiny, indicates a strong desire to reconnect. However, the path to reintegration is fraught with challenges. The ongoing tensions with Camilla remain a significant hurdle. Harry's criticisms of her in his memoir, Spare, have not gone unnoticed, making it difficult for him to find common ground with her. Additionally, William has also been hesitant, still holding on to the wounds from the past. Family dynamics are complicated, and the brothers' relationship needs healing before any real reconciliation can happen. Despite these challenges, Harry has shown signs of hope. He has expressed a desire for honest conversations with his family, emphasizing the importance of understanding and healing. The royal family, often seen as a fortress of tradition, now faces the challenge of adapting to a new era where communication and openness could bridge the gap. Future tensions, lawsuits, and the paperback release of Spare Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, has already made waves with its explosive revelations. But the upcoming paperback release is set to reignite tensions within the royal family and possibly lead to more legal battles. As the world eagerly anticipates the new edition, which promises additional content and insights, questions loom about how it will impact Harry's already strained relationships with his family, particularly with King Charles and Prince William. The paperback version of Spare is rumored to include new chapters that delve deeper into Harry's experiences and emotions since the original release. This fresh content may shed light on ongoing conflicts, including his complicated relationship with Queen Camilla and the fallout from his decisions to step back from royal duties. With the royal family still reeling from the initial accusations and revelations, the prospect of further details being shared in print is causing anxiety among palace insiders. One of the most pressing concerns is the potential for lawsuits. Following the original release of Spare, there were murmurs that some members of the royal family were considering legal action over the memoir's content. As Harry prepares to unveil more personal stories, the likelihood of legal disputes increases. Royal experts suggest that if Harry continues to make accusations against Camilla or shares sensitive information about family matters, it could push Charles and William to take a stand in court. Moreover, the book's revelations have already strained relationships to the breaking point. The already rocky dynamic between Harry and his family has been exacerbated by his candid critiques of Camilla and his portrayal of his upbringing. The potential for fresh revelations in the paperback adds a layer of uncertainty, as it could lead to more public feuds and further divide the family. As the publication date approaches, the world watches with bated breath.
And used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother. Made lurid and false claims about the royal family.
In a revelation that has sent shockwaves through royal watchers worldwide, Prince William has finally addressed the rumors that have quietly circulated for decades. At 42, the heir to the British throne has reportedly made an admission that has turned the royal narrative on its head. Princess Diana is not his biological mother. This stunning statement has shaken the very foundation of modern royal history and raised profound questions about the monarchy's future. Let us explore the extraordinary implications of this unprecedented revelation. First, let us acknowledge the magnitude of this disclosure. The relationship between Prince William and Princess Diana has been at the core of the royal story for over 4 decades. Diana's image as the devoted mother to William and Harry has been central to her enduring legacy. The iconic photographs of her with her sons, her evident devotion to their well-being, and her desire to give them as normal a childhood as possible within the confines of royal life. All these elements have been foundational to the modern understanding of the House of Windsor. Why now? Why at 42? These are the questions royal experts and the public alike are asking. Sources close to the palace suggest that William's milestone birthday prompted a period of reflection. The weight of carrying this truth has become increasingly burdensome as William has grown into his royal role and become a father himself, reveals one palace insider. With his own children now asking questions about their family history, William felt it was time to address the reality of his birth. The story that is emerging challenges everything we thought we knew about the royal family in the 1980s. According to sources familiar with the situation, the arrangement was part of a carefully orchestrated plan to provide an heir to the throne. Diana, it seems, agreed to raise William as her own, presenting a united front to the world, while privately dealing with the complex emotions of raising a child not biologically her own. This revelation casts a new light on many moments in royal history. Diana's well-documented struggles within the royal family take on new dimensions. Her famous interview where she spoke of there being 3 people in this marriage now carries additional layers of meaning. Was she referring not just to Camilla Parker Bowles, but to the complicated arrangement regarding William's parentage? The timing of this admission is particularly significant against the backdrop of King Charles's recent health concerns. With the monarchy's stability under intense scrutiny, William's decision to address this long-held secret suggests a desire to clear the air before potentially ascending to the throne. It's not just a personal unburdening, it's a strategic move to address a potentially destabilizing revelation on his own terms. Let us consider the implications for the monarchy as an institution. The British royal family's legitimacy rests largely on bloodlines and succession. This revelation inevitably raises questions about the line of succession, though legal experts are quick to point out that William's status as Charles's legal son remains unchanged regardless of biology. Still, in an institution so steeped in tradition and heredity, this development represents uncharted territory. William's relationship with his father, King Charles, is another critical aspect of this story. Their bond, often described as complex but respectful, now appears in a different light. The shared secret they've carried all these years may explain both the distance and the deep connection observers have noted between them. Charles has always had a profound sense of duty toward William, perhaps even more so because of the extraordinary circumstances of his upbringing, notes a royal biographer. The question of William's biological mother remains the subject of intense speculation. Palace sources have remained tight-lipped, though rumors point to a woman from an aristocratic background who had connections to the royal family. The arrangement, if true, would have been orchestrated with the utmost secrecy, known only to a handful of trusted individuals. For Harry, William's brother, this revelation must come as a seismic shock. Their shared grief over Diana's death has been a defining aspect of their relationship and public personas. How does this change their brotherhood? Does it help explain the deepening rift between them in recent years? Royal watchers suggest that Harry may have learned this truth recently, potentially contributing to the tensions that have made headlines. The public's reaction has been a mix of disbelief, fascination, and sympathy. For many, Princess Diana's memory is sacred, and this news feels like a challenge to her legacy. Others see it as a humanizing revelation that shows the complexity and sometimes painful compromises required within the royal institution. Social media has exploded with theories, tributes to Diana, and expressions of support for William. What does this mean for William's own children? Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis now face a revised understanding of their family history. William has reportedly been deeply concerned with how to address this truth with them in an age-appropriate way. His children's well-being has been his paramount concern throughout this process, says someone familiar with the family dynamics. As William steps into this new chapter of his public life, having shared a truth that has been concealed for over 4 decades, the monarchy finds itself at a crossroads. Can this institution, so deeply rooted in tradition and continuity, adapt to such a fundamental revision of its recent history? The palace's approach to this revelation has been carefully calibrated. Rather than a formal announcement, the information has emerged through carefully placed sources, allowing William to gauge the public reaction while maintaining some measure of distance. This strategy speaks to the delicate balance the royal family must strike between transparency and mystique. Historians are already reassessing key moments in royal history through this new lens. Diana's apparent distance from the royal family in William's early years, previously attributed to her independent spirit, may have had deeper roots. The famously frosty relationship between Diana and certain members of the royal household takes on new significance in light of these revelations. For mental health advocates, William's decision to address this long-held family secret resonates with his public advocacy for emotional openness. Living with significant secrets can be tremendously damaging to one's psychological well-being, notes a psychologist who has studied the impact of family secrets. There can be a profound relief in finally acknowledging a truth, even a difficult one. This development also raises questions about what other secrets the royal family might harbor. The monarchy, with its centuries of history and inherent privacy, has always been a subject of speculation. William's revelation has opened the door to a re-examination of other accepted narratives about the royal family. For royal biographers and historians, the challenge now is to reassess decades of reporting and analysis. Books will need to be rewritten, documentaries updated, and the entire timeline of modern royal history reconsidered. This is perhaps the most significant revision to royal history in living memory. says one royal historian. It fundamentally changes our understanding of the Diana years. The legal implications of this revelation, while not immediately apparent, could be substantial. Questions about inheritance, titles, and succession may arise, though constitutional experts suggest that William's official status is secure. Nevertheless, this news introduces a level of complexity to royal succession that hasn't been seen in generations. What remains undeniable is Diana's impact on William's life and character, regardless of biology. The values she instilled in him, compassion, empathy, and a commitment to humanitarian causes, continue to define his approach to his royal role. In this sense, her mothering of William transcends biological connections. Being a mother isn't just about DNA, says a source close to William. It's about love, guidance, and presence. By that measure, Diana was William's mother in every way that matters. As the dust begins to settle on this extraordinary revelation, the focus now turns to how William will incorporate this truth into his public identity. Will it change how he approaches his royal duties? Will it affect his relationship with the British public? The early indications suggest that William is approaching this new chapter with the same measured dignity that has characterized his royal service thus far. For many royal watchers, this news provides new context for William's parenting style. His hands-on approach with his children, his emphasis on emotional openness, and his determination to give them as normal a childhood as possible echo Diana's parenting philosophy. Perhaps this is William's way of honoring the woman who, biology aside, shaped him into the man he is today. The palace has neither confirmed nor denied the reports, following their traditional, never complain, never explain approach. However, the absence of a denial speaks volumes in an institution known for its swift correction of inaccurate stories about fundamental royal matters. As this story continues to unfold, one thing remains clear. The relationship between Prince William and Princess Diana will continue to fascinate and move people around the world. The complexity of their bond, now viewed through this new lens, only deepens the poignancy of their story. For William, the path forward involves integrating this truth into his public persona, while maintaining the dignity and stability that his role demands. For the public, it requires a reassessment of a royal narrative that has been central to British cultural life for decades. The revelation about William's biological parentage may challenge our understanding of royal history, but it doesn't diminish the profound impact Diana had on shaping the future king. In many ways, it makes her dedication to him even more remarkable, a testament to a love that transcended conventional boundaries. As William continues his journey toward the throne, he does so with a new openness about his origins, but with the same commitment to service that has defined his royal career. This chapter in the royal story reminds us that behind the pomp and ceremony, the Windsor family experiences the same complex human realities that all families face, albeit on a much more public stage. The legacy of this revelation will unfold over years, perhaps generations. It enters the canon of royal history, alongside abdications, coronations, and marriages as a moment that defined an era. For William, it represents both a burden lifted and a new challenge embraced. And for those who continue to honor Diana's memory, this news invites a deeper appreciation of the complicated woman behind the princess title. A woman whose capacity for love apparently extended to embracing and raising a child as her own, giving him the foundation to eventually become king. In the grand tapestry of royal history, this revelation adds a new and complex thread. The full picture it creates will only become clear with time, as William continues to define his place in the long and storied history of the British monarchy. At 42, Prince William stands at a pivotal moment in his life, a man who has finally addressed the truth of his origins while honoring the woman who raised him in the public eye. Whatever comes next, this acknowledgement marks a significant turning point in the modern royal narrative. The story of William, Diana, and the royal family continues to evolve, reminding us that even in institutions centuries old, human complexity remains at the heart of the story. As one chapter closes with this revelation, another begins. One that may ultimately strengthen rather than weaken the monarchy as it continues to adapt to a changing world. For now, the world watches as William navigates this new reality, carrying both the weight of this truth and the crown that awaits him with the grace and dignity that have become his hallmark. The secret may be out, but the story is far from over. Royal experts suggest that this revelation may actually strengthen William's position in the long run. Transparency, even about difficult truths, tends to build rather than erode public trust, explains one royal commentator. William's willingness to address this matter shows a modern approach to monarchy that may serve him well when he eventually becomes king. The question of how this news affects William's relationship with the memory of Diana remains perhaps the most poignant aspect of this story. For years, William has spoken movingly about his mother's influence and the pain of her loss. Those sentiments now take on new layers of meaning. William's connection to Diana transcends biology, suggests a source who has known the prince for many years. She was the one who taught him about the world beyond palace walls, who showed him what it meant to connect with people from all walks of life. That legacy remains undiminished. As the world absorbs this revelation, one thing remains certain. The story of the British royal family continues to captivate global attention, not just because of the pomp and pageantry, but because at its heart are human stories of love, loss, duty, and now, a truth finally acknowledged. William's journey continues, forever changed by this moment of truth, but still guided by the values and vision that have made him a respected figure on the world stage. The prince has taken control of his narrative in an unprecedented way, and in doing so, perhaps found a new kind of freedom. In royal history, this will be remembered as the moment when Prince William rewrote the story of his life on his own terms. At 42, he has opened a new chapter, one based on truth, however complicated, rather than carefully constructed image. For an institution often criticized for its devotion to tradition over transparency, this represents a significant evolution. The monarchy moves forward, as it has for centuries, adapting to new realities while maintaining its essential character. And William, with this burden lifted, perhaps now steps toward the throne with a lighter heart and a clearer conscience, ready to lead a monarchy for a new generation.